Ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce Mandie from Office of Emergency Management for our final addresses.
Okay, everyone, last thing in the afternoon. I know everyone's leaving. They won't find out about the funding. The people that are leaving. Okay. Okay, so Heidi's kindly asked me to just say a few words at the end of today. It's been really fabulous, and I've been to a few of these workshops with community service organisations, and I think the themes around community organisations being the heart of the community and those that are there for the long term for the most vulnerable people in the communities. And we know that the people that you're working with are the people who are hardest hit and for the longest period of time following emergency events. And when I say the longest period of time, it's for years. And those who are the most severely impacted are the socially isolated and financially disadvantaged. We know that people who are impacted by disasters in disaster areas, there's often an escalation of domestic violence, of drug and alcohol use, of psychiatric episodes, and of course mental health issues. So the work that you do is fundamental to the recovery of communities, and I commend you all for the work that you're doing, and I know Sarah and Anne have done some fabulous work. I just wanted to talk a bit about the work that the Office of Emergency Management is doing. I know that a lot of you may not be familiar with it. I wasn't familiar with it. I came from the community sector and the human services sector, and I didn't know the work that was being done in emergency management. And I'm certainly aware of it now, working in this sector for now 12 years. The Office of Emergency Management has about, Teresa Duncan's here and Kirsty Jagger's here from the office as well, about 60 or 70 people. About 70 people. We have a role in coordinating policy around emergency management at a state level, but also that interface with federal policy around emergency management. We also act as the Secretariat for the State Emergency Management Committee. We have two operational functions in disasters, and they're under an emergency management agency arrangements for the state that are replicated at regional and local level. So the two functions we have are called Disaster Welfare Services, and Teresa Duncan over here is from that branch. And that's basically evacuation centres and grants for people on low incomes who have no insurance, for household contents and structural repairs. And rebuilds. So we manage that function that is delivered through FACTS, but also our partner agencies, Salvation Army, Anglicare, Red Cross, and Samaritans. So the other operational function we have is in recovery. So that is assisting councils and communities to recover. So we work with Tracy, for example, after the Dungog floods, and with Sarah. And the support we provide is in all domains. So that's in the built environment, it's in the natural environment, economic, but also importantly social environment. Because hazards become disasters when they impact what people value. And so the social domain is really, really important, and we are committed to building the capacity in that area. So the work that I do, and Kirsty, who is here, we work mainly in the area of preparedness. So we sit in a branch that's resilience and recovery, but we mainly work in preparedness. There's 3 of us who work in that area. And the slides that I'm going to give you, that I had to have a look at to remind myself what was on them, Kirsty kindly got them together for me, is, so one of the areas that we work in is called Get Ready. Now that's a program that we are building for 3 sectors to use. So it's not really as a statewide campaign, it's to be localised. Our theme's around localising it and making it relevant to people where they live. So Get Ready can be applied for Get Ready Central Coast, so I know that Annie's been doing some work on the Central Coast with Get Ready. Also for businesses, so we're developing some toolkits for small businesses particularly around looking at their own business continuity planning and looking at knowing what disaster recovery looks for a small business, and also for community service organisations. So we're just, Kirsty's just got together a webpage, a resource, where we've developed some information sheets, and they set out things like what are the emergency management arrangements in New South Wales, who does what, and so it's just a really quick reference guide, a tutorial. There's a couple of sheets on recovery and what that looks like for a community, so you become a bit more familiar with the stages in community recovery. So at the moment, I think, Kirsty, there's 4 info sheets. Oh, sorry, slide. 4 info sheets. That's what they look like. So they're discussion starters. Kirsty has just come on board, and she is going to be working on building other resources and tools that help you. So that could be videos, for example, really quick videos. It could be 1 to 3 minutes that give you the information that you need to understand what happens in a disaster, what's important for your clients and what's important for your organisation. So they're the fact sheets, that's the website, and I will send out all this information to you from the mailing list. Now some other things we do. So another program that I look after is a grants program called the Community Resilience Innovation Program. And that program was started in 2014, so we've had about 5 rounds of funding since then. About $5.7 million has been distributed to about 7 projects. And it's open for community service organisations to apply, emergency management agencies, councils, anyone can apply. The main features of that program is around collaboration, community engagement, and meeting local needs. So some of the projects are transferable across regions or could have an impact statewide. Other projects are very bespoke projects addressing a local area need. So Sarah mentioned that she has received a grant in the past, and she's done some great work there. Anne Castani's work with Gateway and developing the Walk With resource was funded through CRIP. We've also funded through the Deaf Society, the Deaf Liaison Officer project. We also funded Sydney University to do some work, and you can see the second photo there of the person-centred emergency preparedness tool. That we still have a partnership with Sydney University and all the emergency services and peak disabled persons organisations we're working with, and the local Community Services Association and Red Cross. And we're continuing that partnership on a 3-year research project to embed disability inclusive disaster risk reduction in all of our emergency management planning, and also to build the capabilities of community service organisations to build plans for people with people with disabilities, a really person-centred approach. You can see the Walk With resource there too, which is a fabulous resource, and I really urge all of you to have a look at it around building capacity of community service organisations around community recovery. So, I think I've got over time, Heidi, greatly over time. So with the grants program, we have just closed a round of funding, bad timing if we were here a few months ago, but although I can't confirm any additional rounds, we're certainly working towards additional rounds of funding being available. So you being on my mailing list now will hear about upcoming rounds, so I think this will stimulate some discussion and potential projects for the future. Great.
And I'd like to welcome Anni Griffiths from Central Coast Council to wrap up the day.
Thanks, Maddie. one.
Oh, sorry. There's a blank one behind there.
First of all, thanks everybody for coming, and thank you, Heidi, for all the work that you put into this today, and Steve, it's been great. And just, if you didn't know, that this program that was run through Hunter Joint Organisation was originally a CRIPS program, funded from what Mandie was just talking about. I like this bus because it's one of our, we have got on, as far as what council's doing, we have signed up. We've been using the Get Ready sort of theme for a long time, but now it's officially under the Get Ready Central, or Get Ready New South Wales logo that the Office of Emergency Manager have. And this is some of the education that we're doing with the public. But I like the bus because I feel like that we are now all in that bus together now. Yay. It's not just about what council's doing, but it's about what we're all doing. One of the big things about what council is doing is trying to get the education out there to the organisations like yourselves, to businesses, to communities, to individuals, because we can't do it all. I think we started with that theme right at the very beginning of today, that there isn't going to be a council doing the plans, there isn't going to be a red truck at the end of your driveway necessarily to evacuate you all. It is all about arming ourselves, our organisations, our families, whatever community groups we have, in developing our own plans so that we are prepared and that we are resilient. And I love the fact that somebody mentioned putting on their own individual hat and taking this learning at that individual street level. I think that was fantastic. Thank you. But back to what sort of we council are doing. As you see, we are really going to promote the Get Ready theme, because it's obviously something that if we can get that going all over New South Wales, it's really good to have one voice and one message going out there. So that's why we're doing that. If you've had a chance to have a look at the emergency portals out there, that's another thing that hopefully will be coming online, and which will really help people to be able to get the information they need when they need it, bearing in mind you need power and you need the internet and things like that, but at least it's a start. What I really ask of you, as well as looking at yourself, is to get this message out to other organisations, to other people. As I said, we did invite on my mailing list alone 2,000 organisations, and I know Heidi sent out lots more to lots of other places. So it's great that we've got some people engaged, but we really need, if we want to be really resilient and really prepared, we really need that message to go everywhere. As far as we go, we'll keep on doing these. It's great. You get a bit down when you put out the invites and you don't get many back, but then the feedback we get from people when they actually do come to the workshops is fantastic, so that's what keeps us going. And we'll be doing more workshops, probably back at that. I'm going to hopefully be doing a lot more at that community level as this at the moment as well this year, so hopefully there'll be lots of things slowly developing. So thanks everyone for coming, and thanks Heidi and Steve. And thank you for the wonderful work.
Thank you everyone. Enjoy a final cup of tea, tidy up the room. Be well.
So I've also just got one last, we've got another really quick visual evaluation that we'd like you to do as you walk out of the building. Along the hallway there where Tommy is, there's sort of four bullseye looking things. They're all the same, so you only have to do one. It's divided in quadrants, and each quadrant has a different question. And then if you strongly disagree with a question, you put across it the strongly disagree in the middle, all the way out to strongly agree on the outside. Obviously, we're hoping you strongly agree to lots and we've given you more room out there. No, I'm not trying to advise that. But if you can all do one as you walk out, just grab the texter and put across and each quadrant of where you feel from today. Thank you.
Well, the text is
And
out
just
there.
one quick final word. I'd just like to acknowledge the enormous effort that Heidi and Annie have put into this event to make it the sophisticated, interesting event that we can walk away begrudgingly excited about. So, so yeah, big acknowledgement and thank you for the amazing work they've done in putting together. No.